Hello everybody, this is Abraham with No Short Computer Services, and today I'd like to answer some questions that I get asked, such as what are the tools that I use for my work. Here is the base of the tool set that I have. I'll go through them one by one and make some accent on the tools that I use most of the time. So, to fix computers, you need some tweezers. I like these. These are for some things, big things, not all things. I got some smaller ones. Interestingly, I bought these online, and they feel very weak. They don't have the springiness that I like, so I don't really use this that often. I do use these a lot. They do have the springiness, so when you grab something you can really feel it. These were a little more expensive, so this one I use a lot, not so much on this one. And this one is it's reverse, so very specific applications on this. I do use dentist tools quite a bit. I bought this at the Science and Surplus store. They don't have them anymore. What's nice about them is they're extremely light. They really don't weigh anything, and they're very hard. These ends are really hard. You can shape them the way you want to. You can make them sharp or dull or whatever. So I picked up a few of these, and they're nice for doing various things when you work with a computer. So quite useful tools. And what I do like most is the fact that they're real dentist tools, not some fake knockoffs. When you have the real thing, it's a really pleasure to work with. Here's the, let's see, Nordent. So really nice tools. I like these picks. Similar idea, just different pointy, and you find use for them. I can't tell you what you use them for specifically. Case opener tool, I have quite a few of these. They go bad very often. You use them for prying open anything in computers. If you do not want to damage, this tool is plastic, fairly flexible, but tough at the same time. It does not resist temperature very well, so it does get melted when you apply too much heat to it, but overall this is my favorite tool. You do quite a bit with this stuff, and it's available everywhere. This one is 35622, whatever that means, but it's a case opener tool. Really good. The other tool that I use quite a bit is contact cleaner. I found one of these tools in the store, and then I couldn't find replacement for them. It's a GC9074. If you look that up on the internet, you will find it. It comes in this packaging like this. I don't remember how much they are. They're not that expensive, but they're not cheap either. One of unspoken things is these parts are a little bit flexible, so if you need to adjust this, you can. So yeah, I use this quite a bit for cleaning contacts. Does a great job. So it's got a sharp blade on this side, and it's got the metal brush on this side. This is surgeons, they open people with this. What I like about this is hard metal, and you can make it really sharp or not so sharp. You could just adjust it the way you want to. I haven't found these things for sale here in the States. I brought this over from overseas. Tongs like this, useful. I don't use them very often, but occasionally when you need, hold a wire or something. Do that. Oil, I get these things at Radio Shack. This oil does have expiration date. They don't write it on here, but for some reason, I don't know if there is organic component to it or what, but after so many years this thing just stops lubricating, so it falls apart. Let me see. I did have some here. For some reason this thing turns yellow. So when I bought it, it was white, now it's yellow. So this is my own design. I just took a syringe and put some grease in there. Oops, like that. And with a needle you can apply the grease to some obscure locations in printers and some gears and wherever. I like this tool. It's hard to work with because it's hard to squeeze the grease out, but it's workable, doable. Toothbrush, very useful from starting, I don't know, cleaning keyboards to cleaning everything else. Very, very useful tool. Cheap too. These I bought online. I kind of like them because when you press against them, you can turn. This thing is turnable. I'm sure whoever worked with a screwdriver knows this. This is for opening an iPhone and Apple MacBook. Some of the things on a MacBook are closed with this. It's not your normal, this kind. This Hex drivers don't have this particular tool in there. In fact, this one has 6 lobes and this one only has 5, so it's a very specialized tool. Bought it online and I've been quite happy with it. It's a nice tool, very nicely made. I don't particularly care about design, but it's nice when it turns very easily. So this one's for iPhone, this one's for MacBook Air, I believe, uses these. Alright, side cutters. These I brought from overseas, very nice, although they don't last very long. They stop meeting in the same place. I bought these. They're not as nice, but made much nicer. These are from Sears. I don't remember. It's like 20 bucks or something. And there was a set, so there's needle nose and long needle nose. Use them. I use these more. Use these sometimes. So all these tools are needed. Okay, this is a little different, but I consider it to be a tool. This is a USB to SATA converter. I also have a USB to PATA converter. Very useful. You plug in your hard drive, just like that, and plug into USB, and you're able to do some testing. Nice about this is you can plug in a desktop or laptop hard drive, and same tool does the work. There are some that are for laptop only. They do not come with the power cord, so you would have to get another one for desktop. So this one solves 2 problems. And it's very small. It doesn't have all the fancy casing on it. Okay, the most popular tools, these here. These are Hex tools. There are 3 blades in the back. Each blade has 2 sides, so there's 12. Alright, so, sorry, 12. 8 blades total. And they vary in size from let's see, where is that? T4 through T15. So the smallest and the largest are located on the same blade. I bought this, or I buy these, I have quite a few of them. I buy these at Home Depot. They have these tools. Really, really nice tools. I love them. I absolutely love them. And here's what I love about them. First of all, compact. Second of all, same idea here. Turnable easily. What I also do sometimes is if I need to unwind the screw quickly, I just use this and I break screw loose, and then I just unwind with this because it goes much quicker because you're just turning that instead of the hole. So this gives you some power, this gives you speed. Also, these tools can be loaded in a drill chuck. Let's see. I wouldn't use this big hunk of thing for repairing laptops, but as you can see, it's drivable through the drill chuck. You got to be careful using which drill you're using, but it's doable. So this is HD74502AA. There's a part number 6997088. A very, very useful tool. Opens 99% of screws in any computer, Apple or Windows, iPads. Like I said, you only need a couple of extra ones for specific applications, but that tool will open most of them. This tool is your trusty Phillips and flathead screwdriver. Same thing, Home Depot HD74501X. Very useful. Same, you got a turning ability here. You got your number of blades. These blades will open practically everything. You got 8 different sizes, flat and Phillips, and they go everywhere. There are some more specific ones that I have. For example, a much finer Phillips for iPhone applications. Then I use some of these longer ones, so it's longer and slimmer. Sometimes you need to reach into some obscure places. So things like this, I have those too. But I use these always. This is my first one, and then I go to these if I can't find a proper blade for it. One more tool is this one here, and honestly I don't use this for a whole lot, but there is one tool which is unusual. Well, two of them I should say, and they're located on the same blade. This is a flathead screwdriver with a cut in the middle, so there are some screws that require this. And this is the weird in the industry. I don't know what its real name is, but it's a 3-prong Phillips, or it's called funny screwdriver. I remember these were used on some old dryers that we worked on. So use this tool for removing the battery on MacBooks. So not a very comfortable using tool to use, but it does the job. Not that many screws that require this, so for what I use it for, serves me just right. Okay, let's get this back in. Last but not the least, this tool, the most popular tool I use. For some reason I don't see them sold anymore. I bought this at Sears. What's nice about it is it's not too fast and not too slow, but you also have ability to switch gears for high speed or low speed. There's nothing unusual about this part except that I can't find one like this anymore. I wanted to buy one more just in case. You have the forward and reverse, or forward and reverse on the same handle. You don't have to switch, like most of them you switch this way. This one you just go back and forth. Very useful for taking apart laptops, hard drives. So what I did is I rigged up my own end on this. Let me show you what this is. So I got one more tool. So I also use this one here, and I just plug in the ends directly into here. And you can also do this if you need the extension. But for the most part, all I use is this Phillips on that little drill driver. The way I did this is I can't find the piece that goes in there, but this used to be, there's a drill bit in there. The drill bit broke and I didn't know what to do with this thing. So then I found that I can actually insert, I just broke off the handle and inserted the Phillips head into here and tied it with, the hex screw. Then what I also did from one of the hard drives, I added a magnet to this little nice area. So this tool is magnetic all the time, and it, you drive your screws and it just pulls it out. Very, very useful for working on laptops. Also gives you speed, and it does not have the damage. So basically it's a damage control. When you screw the screws in, it does not pull the heads off or strips them. So I just used a little bit of shrink tape or shrink tubing to keep the magnet in place, and that's how I use it. That's my most useful tool. Well, that's it. Thank you for watching. Hopefully this helps somebody.